Welcome to day 277 of our DeSo journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. Remember, these videos are sponsored by Wallow.
Yeah, Wallow, obviously, we've talked about it a lot. It's an NFT wallet for DeSo NFTs, and Mubs is doing a great job. They have a lot of plans ahead. You're going to be hearing a lot about Wallow over the course of the next several weeks and months ahead, I'm pretty sure. And I'm out here braving the elements for you guys. It's cold out here, and my family's sleeping inside, so I had to be outside. And it just so happens that we're having a snowstorm right now. So let's make this fast.
We actually have a lot of news today, so I don't know how fast it's going to be. So Meeks yesterday suggested that Merlin, when he sends you a notification about a referral, he should also send you who's being referred so that you know who you're getting that referral credit for. And I think it's a good idea. I just don't know how feasible it is, because you could be referred without creating a username.
Yeah, so like this is definitely something that would be a great idea, because if you do this, then you can help onboard that person. So say I refer somebody, say I refer Bob, and Bob joins DeSo, then I can reach out to him at his username and say, hey, these are some steps you can take to better increase engagement, maybe get some coin buys, figure out how to get some more diamonds, and just how to engage with people. And I think it makes everybody like a team member, where you're all trying to help push these people forward. Especially if you own their coin, or you buy their coin, then you want them to succeed, because ultimately you're going to succeed when they succeed. So I think it's a great idea. I don't know like what method they do to go about it, but it's definitely a good idea to be able to check who you referred, so you can reach out to them and make sure they're staying engaged and staying active.
Yeah, I agree. So why are you outside? Are you homeless?
Yeah, I got kicked. My family kicked me out. They kept me for the holidays, and then they kicked me out.
Too much DeSo?
Too much DeSo. I'm DeSoing too much.
All right. So also yesterday, Tyne made a post listing the top accounts by monthly active followers. And those top 5 are number 1, Natter, followed by Darmesh, Krasenstein. I hear there's some
Who's
cool
that?
guys.
I heard that too.
Then Reed, and then Cloutpunk. So those are the ones that have the most active followers. And by active followers, do you know what the definition of an active follow is?
I think it's active in the last month. It's monthly active followers.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Tyne can reply and correct us if we're wrong.
All right, and also yesterday, the first 7 diamond was given, and it's Aditya did a test, and I believe he had one of his secondary accounts give him 7 diamonds, which was equated to how many DeSo? 50.
So seven diamonds would be 50, and then there's 8 diamonds, which is also which can also be enabled, and that'd be 500 DeSo, which is like $40,000. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to give us 8 diamonds, feel free to do so. But Paul Burke explained it. He chimed in. Brian, I believe, asked him a question, and he said that 7 and 8 diamonds have been enabled on the back end, on the protocol level, but it hasn't. It's only 6 diamonds have been enabled on any front end. So on Diamond App and BitCloud, the NFT nodes, only 6 diamonds have been enabled over there. So I don't know, like, are people really going to utilize 7 and 8 diamonds?
Yeah, I mean, especially as the DeSo price goes up, which we think it eventually will. I doubt too often, but I guess there could be use cases, like maybe companies want to give away diamonds in a competition or something like that. But yeah, I'm shaking, and if you see my monitor, my screen taking it because my hand's shaking. It's so cold.
All right. So also yesterday,
let's wrap this up. Hurry up.
All right, I'm trying to talk. You're talking over me. So also yesterday, Tunnel was launched by Haz Rodriguez, and Tunnel is it looks like Diamond App, but it's a Spanish node. So Haz Rodriguez is onboarding a bunch of Spanish users onto DeSo, and I think it's great. You can check it out at tunel.app. I think it's great that we're going to see more Spanish users come onto the platform. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, and I think these nodes like Tunnel can complement other nodes like DeSocial, and I think that's gonna, like, they're complements, they're competition, but they're also complements. And we're seeing an onflow of Spanish speakers coming on here. And those Spanish speakers might use the Tunnel app, or they might use another app. And I think that's what the power of DeSo is all about.
Yeah, and so we know that DeSocial World has existed, and they basically are an app for every language. And Ado, he's been great. He's been on our show before. He has created this app that allows you to find posts in any language. And I was talking to him this morning. He said that Spanish users have gone up significantly. It's up to 1,865 different posts on DeSo that are in Spanish. They're also enabling the Spanish translation of the site, which is great. And I think that's going to be very soon. They're going to have the Spanish translation. So it's going to be very similar to the Tunnel app in that you're going to be able to see the site in Spanish. Also, DeSocial World has some new updates that are coming. And I was talking, like I said, I was talking to Ado, and there's some really cool features they're adding. You're going to be able to post, comment, and repost with 5,000 characters. So I'm sure that Sandy Rose is going to be so excited about this.
Yes, it's going to be Sandy's new app, probably. New node, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not limited. It's pretty much unlimited for post, you know. At least, I mean, 5,000 is a lot.
Right.
But also today, there's going to be a Twitter Spaces being held by Izzy. And that Twitter Space is going to be about copyright considerations for NFTs. Miss Katie Ann, Rhubarb, DOZ, and Michelle Lord will also be in that room. They're going to be talking to some lawyers, I believe, about NFTs on the blockchain.
Yeah, these Twitter Spaces are good because they kind of expand DeSo's reach outside of DeSo. I know Clubhouses, most of the people in the Clubhouses are already on DeSo, whereas the ones that are joining in Twitter Spaces more often than Clubhouse, I think, are outside of DeSo and they're learning about DeSo for the first time. So it's a whole nother group of people to reach.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also a Clubhouse today that's being held by DOZ about minting music NFTs on supernovas. And Clay Perry Music's going to be there. DOZ is going to be there. I'm sure it's going to be another great time. I know Clay Perry's been minting these audio bits that are really, really cool. He basically made these music. They're like really short music clips. Some of them are like 8-bit like things. It kind of reminds me of a video game back in the day. And he envisions them being in part of the metaverse one day, where you're going to own the sound that you can play in the metaverse. And there's rarities involved in these, which I think is really neat. Like, you know, like some of them might have a certain drum in them, and they would be extra rare, and some might have a flute, and those won't be as rare. I don't know. I'm just throwing these instruments out there, but they're going to be rarities based on instruments. And I think it's a really, really unique idea. He's already minted some of these. I think he's going to be minting some more of them. Definitely check out AudioBit, Clay Perry Music. He's one of the OGs on DeSo, and he's been doing great things.
Yeah, Clay's always thinking outside the box and coming up with unique ideas. So way to go, Clay. Looking forward to see what he does there.
Yeah, and Natterhead traits are now available on NFTZ. These were added after they were minted. So this is something NFTZ is now doing, is allowing artists to add traits to their NFT creations or NFT collections after the fact, after they are minted. So, you know, you can mint NFTs with their extra data field filled in for traits, and it'll be on chain. If you have to do it after the fact, right now it's going to be off chain because the protocol level doesn't allow you to mint traits to an NFT after the NFT has been minted. So you can still do it on NFTZ after the fact, but they will only be seen on NFTZ unless other nodes kind of cooperate and we can share our data, which I'm sure we'd be happy to do so.
Yeah.
And finally, effed up cats. I don't know if I should say the full name. It's tagged under here. I know there's probably children watching these videos, but effed up cats, you know what I'm talking about, had a Twitter Spaces yesterday hosted by Fast Freddy and Megan Vita of the DeSo Foundation, which I think is really awesome. Fast Freddy and Megan hosted an NFT project on DeSo on a Twitter Spaces room. And I know you were there for a little bit, Brian. You can now mint season 3 of the effed up cats, and there's 1,111 of them that are being minted. And so far, 835 of the 1111 have been minted. There's only 276 left.
Yeah, I went there. It was a good time, and I think they introduced DeSo to some new users from Twitter. So it's happy to see that.
Yeah, and I think that's all we have for today. And we'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Brian, you can go thaw out now, and
Yeah.
be back at you tomorrow.